Hey everyone, this is Frugal Panda here. This is part 2 of my video of our ride to downtown, and this is our ride back. So part 2 is us riding back from downtown. Maybe it give you a different view coming from from downtown to where we parked at. And this is the Quebec South, or the South Quebec Way Trailhead that you can take. It's a cute little ride, like I said in the last video, to go to downtown Denver to ride around. Pretty cool. I've done it a couple times. I really like it, actually, especially if you leave early in the morning when it's nice and cool outside. Now, if you leave in the middle of the day in Colorado, in Denver, Colorado, in the summer, be prepared. It gets over 100 degrees, and that's being honest. It gets from 90 to 100 degrees. No issues here with that. It seems like it's been a lot hotter the last decade or so since I've been out here. Anyway, I'm riding the Lectric XP. My spouse is riding the Rad Mini version 4. That's the one I bought. I want to say I bought that one new in 2021. And then the Lectric XP 1.0, which I bought in 2020. Yes, it'd have to be 2020 because that's when I took it on vacation with me and the controller went out on it. So I'm pretty sure it was, 2020. Could have been late 2019. I just don't remember. But with that being said, I talked enough about the Lectric XP Premium, or XP Premium, the X Premium. And like I said, it's a pretty good bike. It's a mid-drive, so getting used to riding one is the key thing. You got to learn to use the gears on these now, everyone. You've got to use the gears. If you don't use the gears on this kind of bike, it sucks. It sucks really bad if you don't use the gears right. If you want an easier ride, something simpler where you don't have to put any thought behind it, get the Lectric XP 2.0 or get the Rad Power Rad Expand. Out of which one is the better bike? The Lectric XP 1.0 is not really too much different than the XP 2.0. It has a longer handlebar in the 2.0. Tiny little differences. The main difference is the suspension on the front is going to be the difference. Same motor, same. Correct me if I'm wrong, everyone. It has the same. Yes, it has the same battery because I can still order the battery for the 1.0 because the 2.0s fit this one too, which I almost did. A lot of the construction, everything's going to be exactly the same. So the get up and everything's going to be about the same. It still goes 28.6 miles, I think it is. The Rad Power Expand is going to be exactly the same as the Rad Mini version 4, except for it's a pared down version of the Rad Mini. The Rad Mini has the suspension and everything, basically to cut costs and make it cheaper for people. They came out with the Rad Expand, even though I think it's almost as expensive as what I paid for practically now. I think they bumped the price up on it. They need to drop the price. So which one is a better bike? We talked about the Lectric XP Premium already. I've got a couple videos of that out. I'll do an update later on out in the field when I'm out riding it and stuff like that. But let's talk about the XP 1.0 and the XP and the Rad Power e-bike product. So which one's better? Which one should you get? It's whatever you like. I'm going to be honest with you. But which one is a better quality bike? Rad Power bikes are better bikes. They are hands down. The closest to their quality is going to be the Lectric X Premium, which I'm riding. It is a better bike. Not a better bike. It's a bike on par with the quality almost of a Rad Power. But the Rad Power bikes are a better quality build bike. If you put them both next to each other, and I'm telling everybody this is no joke. If you put them next to each other, you can see the difference in quality. Now, in looks, I think the Lectric XPs look better than the Rad Power bikes. And, that's in the eye of the beholder. You know that. But if you like a rugged look and all that good stuff, you will like the Lectric XP much more than the Rad Power if you like that rugged look, whereas the Rad Power Minis or the Rad Power Expand, as they call it now, are more of a conservative look and stuff like that. But the quality of them is better than the Lectric XP, and that's not taking anything away from Lectric XP. For a budget bike, it's a pretty good budget bike. The Rad Power e-bike, the Rad Power Expand, is a budget bike, but it's a higher quality budget bike. It's hovering where it's a better bike than really calling it a budget bike. you know. I've ridden a Pentagon. I rode one of those. Someone told me, in the comment, oh, you never rode the quality ones. I rode a Pentagon. Good bike, great build, all that stuff. But I wasn't really as much impressed on it. What impressed me about the Pentagons was the warranty. It was the 5-year warranty. That's what I was, a lot of times when I looked at the price. We have a dealer here. You're paying for that price of that bike. So that was a big deal. You get 5-year warranty, and they have actual stores around the country. And they were good quality bikes. Well, did it super impress me? No. Was I disappointed? I wasn't disappointed either. It's just me. When you start talking $5,000 for a bike, I mean, come on now, let's be honest. Once prices come down on cars again, you could probably get a high mileage Prius once inflation chills out a little bit for $5,000-$6,000. So you're talking about real transportation, or you get a Honda Civic that probably lasts you another 100,000 or so miles. When you start talking $5,000 for an e-bike, you know what I mean? Let's be honest on that. But it's your choice in regards to you want to get a Rad Power or Lectric XP. There's other bikes out there too. Ancheer is a lower quality bike, I want to say, than the Lectric XP. I had a little one. It was a fun little bike. It was unstable with me on it. I was just too large for it, to be honest with you. Honestly, the bikes I wanted to get was one of those rental bikes, like a Lime bike or something. I'm like, if these bikes can take the abuse of people riding them all the time in the city, abusing them, dropping them, all that stuff, it's got to be a good bike. You know what I mean? Seriously. So let's get back to these two bikes. We talked about the Lectric XPremium. My 1.0, since I changed out the controller, has been a good bike. It's loud, it's obnoxious, and I'm okay with that. It's all right. The key to it doesn't have a front suspension, but it also comes with 4-inch tires. So if you really want to, you could air it down a little bit. I don't like them aired down because it helps them wear out quicker, just like in cars. If you lower, you forget if you have a truck or something, you have all-terrain tires, you forget to inflate them back after you've been on some sand or dirt, and you keep driving on the highway with them, you'll wear them out quicker. So I like mine. I don't like them as soft like that, but you could. But it's still, even just the size of the tire, it helps cushion some of the bumps in regards to going over them because it doesn't have that front suspension. Also, you can get a nice comfy seat with some springs in it. I have one of those seats on that bike, or whatever. It's not that bad of a bike in regards to that because it doesn't have suspension. The suspension is not a deal breaker on this bike. People keep thinking it is, but honestly, for me, it's not. Some people, it may be. Me, it doesn't affect me. The Rad Expand or Rad Mini that I'm riding, we'll just call it the Rad Expand for purposes on here, but just with a bunch of extra stuff. Because they got it in their mind to come out with the Rad Expand. And you know what? I started thinking about it. When the Rad Expand came out, we were in the middle of COVID, and supply chains were bad. Like got really bad as all this stuff shut down, right? They probably had to switch it up because they probably, and this is just me just thinking about it, maybe they had problems getting parts at that time. A lot of these companies did. Problems getting parts, and the easiest thing was to do a bare bones Rad Mini. Or maybe they already had it planned to do a bare bones Rad Mini too. Regardless, the Rad Mini, I don't know. Here's the problem between the two. The Lectric XP is one of my favorite bikes, not because it's the best bike, because it is not the best bike that I've had. It's that it's went on trips with me. I have memories with it. If you know what I'm saying, I have these certain memories. So it's like if you had this old, back in the day, you had an old 1990 or 1997 Honda Civic with 150,000 miles. But you went through 50 states in our 48 states in this car, traveling when you were in college or whatever, or just graduated. And so it holds this nostalgic memory to you. So I have a little nostalgia with it. And so I told you I was going to sell the Lectric XP 1.0. I haven't taken pictures of it, and I'm going to force myself to do it today. I'm going to take pictures of it because it's time. It needs to go. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a good bike, but the problem is all my bikes are around similar sizes. Oh, by the way, Lectric XPremium is a longer bike. They're almost the same height, but you can clearly look, when you look at both of them, the XPremium is a better built bike, of course, because it has 2 batteries. It's a newer bike. So it's thicker, but it's also a little bit longer. So it's it's a big chunk, even though the Lectric XP 1.0 is a big chunk, or 2.0, whatever you want to call them. There's not really too much of a difference between them. Okay, with that being said, it's time for it to go. And the reason I'm saying that is my bikes are all very similar in size. So what if I don't want to take the Lectric XPremium with me on a vacation? That's the reality. There's a possibility I don't want to take it. I don't want to lug it in and out. And, just think about this. This is for anybody out there. So when I sell this, my next bike, more than likely, is going to be a Fido. But I got to check on it because they had a problem with quality control, I want to say, with them snapping in half. And I want to see if it's been rectified. Either the Fido, which isn't that much, but more than likely, guess what bike it's going to be? You can pretty much guess what it's going to be. They're the only one that really makes one that I trust, because Rad Power doesn't have one. I would get one of those too, or that'd be in the running too, but they don't. The Lectric XP Lite. I'd like to get $600 out of it. I'm not going to take less than $500. I'll keep it for $500. No, I'm sorry, I'm not giving my bike away to someone for $400. It's still a good bike. I'll hold on to it. So that's not even in the conversation. I've been using Facebook Marketplace to sell things, and I've been having good luck. So remember I did the review of the VeloWave? It was a road bike, 250 watt little road bike. And honestly, I got it half off for me to review it. And honestly, it was a pretty good darn bike. And I kind of wish I'd went to a different bike that they had, because it was a well-built bike for I think it was $799 or something. It was super light, and it was easy to maneuver, but I couldn't have a bike like that because the tires are way too thin. And I know me. I know I'd pop a tire on that. And it's just not the type of bike I ride. So, but anyway, Facebook Marketplace, I sold it on there, and I sold it for almost what I paid for it, I sold it for more than what I paid for it. Let's rewind that. So I made an extra $200 on this bike because I got it half off. So it was $799. What I get it for? $299 or $350. It was like $350 or something. I sold it for like $600 or so. And no issues. The dude bought it. He didn't complain or anything because the bike was pretty much new. So I always put a disclaimer like, do not text me or email me wanting to pay $400. I automatically block people like that. We're not going to negotiate $400. I'll keep that bike for that. Let's be honest. It's been good. Because if all of those fails, I'm be honest with you, and I can't sell it for what I want for it, and I'm saying $500-$600. When I bought it. And it's still a good bike. It has a newer controller. The good, stuff like that. The warranty's just now probably about to go on the controller that's in it. And what can go wrong with this bike? I've already figured out, okay, there's two main things that can go wrong with the bike that are costly. Actually, the controller is not that costly on Lectric XP. You can get it from Lectric XP, or you can get it from eBay. They probably use all of them. Lectric XP uses probably a generic Chinese controller that there's 1,001 of them out there, because basically you can buy white label bikes that look just like the Lectric XP. Heck, they probably came out of the same factory. So that's that, and the motor. And I could probably look on there right now and get the motor already attached to a whole tire. You know what I mean? The hub motor's right on the tire. So I would do that. And to be honest with you, if I couldn't sell for what I wanted, I would more than likely, now you listen to this one, I would more than likely get the Lectric XP 2.0 with the larger battery and sell the XPremium. You heard that right. I would sell the XPremium and get the Lectric XP 2.0 and then to sell that one. So yeah, I would definitely look at Lectric XP 2.0 if nothing worked out like that, and just get the larger battery, because 65 miles is way more than enough for me, I've learned. So but more than likely it'd be the XP Lite, let's be honest. I think that's just a better fit, having both of those types of bikes, having a light bike with my two bigger bikes to use so I can switch off whatever I need, whatever my needs are, because sometimes I think about that when I get a hotel or motel room and I have to take it up to a second floor and I'm carrying this bike, because I am not leaving my bikes in a car, when I'm out vacationing on my own. So with that being said, you can't go wrong. Whether you go with electric or you go with the Rad Power e-bikes. I think they're both good bikes. It's just what your needs are, what you like, what you dislike, you know, stuff like that. They're good bikes. Decide what you need. My preference for looks, the Lectric XP. My preference for quality, the Rad Power e-bikes. If you could take both of them and turn them both into the same bike, maybe they merge or something like that, you have an awesome bike. I really like the Bafang motors much better than I like the electric e-bike motors. I think the Bafangs are just better motors. Let's be honest on that. A lot more torque, a good amount. I mean, decent torque on the bottom end in comparison to my electric, but they both do good. Don't take that as a knock on either one of them. Go with whatever you want, you like, and what your budget is. Because honestly, you can get 2 XP lights for the price of probably one Rad Power e-bike and have 2 bikes and just take one battery and switch them off here and there. But anyway, enjoy the ride with me. It was just some of my musings and thinking about different stuff and showing the riding the Lectric XPremium. You can see the Rad Power e-bike all the way ahead and my Lectric XP bike. So hope this helps out, you know, something for you to think about, you know, maybe things you're looking at. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Y'all have a good day, and I really do appreciate you guys watching my videos.